Like us, work hard for the paper every day, so I say in God we trust. I was in that hospital.
Two Shots of Hip Hop, Volume 11.
And the doctor trying to tell me that I might have cancer, that's impossible. 6 days it's been in, waiting for the weekend. Told the doctor I'll see you later and have the road trip on the way to Vegas with my niggas, we in. Checking at the
Play B.
Other niggas be penny pinching.
It's off the Real World Phoenix mixtape.
Now wait, niggas saying YOLO, you only live once, cause you only get one life, man. Why you think I'm out here partying with models, having these one night stands? I ain't really got nothing to say. I deal with God on Judgment Day. I live my life with no regrets. Pussy niggas fear, real niggas respect. Had to tell a label, cut the check, cause money we gon' get. They want me to sign for 100,000, but less than a mil, I'm upset. Top down, seat back, swag attack, she peep that. Shorty, see my chain is Jesus. She wanna grab that, come out on recess. Catch me in the chase in jeans and V-neck. Home vacation up in Key West. Simply described as the best. Raps get harder like I'm 3 sets. Can't nobody do it like me, keep sweat. Up in high school, I was a reject. Till I grew up and got my feet wet. Hold on, man, let me catch my breath. Real quick. Since I was a little boy, wanted to be a star. So every time I'm in the studio, I spit that hard white kilo flow. Hip of the bitch like Ocho. Neck come and find me like Nino. I'm smoking on that chemo. Let me take that back, that's evil. I'm chilling with affiliate MMG, that's my people. Big man on campus, the sequel. But the title's Real World Phoenix. You can catch me in the foothills, Southside where the view is scenic. Had some bad bitches on my penis, but the fact is I had to did that. When I opened my eyes and I realized, told mommy bye when I read that. Lose a couple pounds and they all on you. Hit a chick once and she thinks she on you. He wanna be me, he beat my steez, so what he do? He try to clone dude. I'm in the hood like Trayvon Martin, man of my business, but niggas wanna start shit. Steady living in the studio apartment, dreaming of fame, man, just whipping out on starships. Recognize, man, I'ma shine regardless. You niggas simple, you can't fit in my paw prints. That's a little scene up in Lion King when things get ill. You got big shoes to fill, fit the real Buddha face, move and shake. Upgraded from soup to steak, riding in the 6 like 2 to 8. So fuck a bitch.
Can't wait to get people performing live, man. It's gonna be dope. Real. Like the old days, like when Casper and on the performing, they do it now, but I'm saying, you know, old hip hop days, like Big Tigger in the basement and shit like that. That shit was dope. Bring that shit back. Yeah, Two Shots of Hip Hop, volume number 11. Man, when I get to 20, 25, I hope y'all rocking with me. Cause like I said, I'm going hard on this. I'm doing as many until I get where I want to be at it. You know what I mean? Me and my boy DJ Myth. So yeah, today's topics are gonna be just like I posted my 10 favorite mixtapes. Not necessarily favorite, but currently my favorite mixtapes. I'm going to talk about documenting the journey from doing this, starting off like this, and then building up, you know, where I want to take it to. Because you know, honestly, I'm still filling this out. You know what I mean? I still new to this, so appreciate y'all rocking with me. Gonna go over some rap mags, one of my favorite sections. We're going to talk about some streetwear brands that I dig. We're going to talk about getting what you're worth and some Dat Piff news. And I want to talk about the Black Panther tee that I'm doing. I mentioned it on Facebook Live, but if you didn't catch Facebook Live, I'm letting you guys know I'm doing a Black Panther tee. I'm probably going to do 2 versions of it. So I'll show y'all, holla at me, and I'm going to have them on sale. I want to talk about that Body Marked Up challenge. I thought that was dope. I think we need a new challenge. And working with somebody better than yourself, investing in yourself, and what artists should do every day. I got a little bit more, but you know, I'll fit those in. So we'll start off with some of my favorite mixtapes. I should have wrote these down. Let me go ahead and get that done real quick. Give me a sec, be right back. So yeah, I'm writing these right now. I'm gonna do, like I said, 10, and these are ones that are currently out. that I'm currently listening to. Like I said, trying to give y'all 10 of them so y'all can go out and see if there's any tracks that you want to bump or download. Because you always need music for the gym, pre-gaming, you know, before you go out. It's King Los here. See what else I'm currently listening to.
Yeah, so it's like we got our time machine and we took it from the past all the way to the present. 2013.
Yeah, this Fred the Godson, Gordo. Yeah, that No Pressure with Nipsey Hussle.
Struggling, so we turn these headphones and right into hustling. I don't want no drama, sorta like Mary J. Steady see the same girl, sorta like Mary Kate and her sister Ashley. Nigga, you can pass me liquor that I'm drinking up, sorta like I'm fasting. It's nasty.
I know everything that moves in that building. I know what people like and don't like that are on the mic.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna stop right there because I know I got 10. I know I got some on my phone, but I'm recording with my phone, so I'm just gonna give you guys these right here. That's my bad. I should have had these prepared. My bad. But Lil Wayne dropped Dedication 6, and he also has Dedication 6 Reloaded. That's supposed to be pretty dope. Dave East just dropped Paranoia 2. He had Karma, which he had dropped earlier this year. It's just mad dope. But right now he got Paranoia 2, which is his album, his part 2 of Paranoia. I don't know if you guys bumped Dave East's first album. If you haven't, go back and bump that. It's dope. Caskey, Speak of the Devil. Caskey also had a mixtape called Generations. I talked about it in the previous podcast. King Los, More Bars. Fred the Godson, Gordo. And Nipsey Hussle's No Pressure. So, those are like 7 of them. So, yeah. Those some mixtapes y'all can bump. Y'all can find them mostly on datpiff.com. You can find them in other places as well, I'm sure. But most of the music that I be bumping with where mixtapes drop mostly are on datpiff. So, go check those out. We're going to talk about documenting the journey. Most of this, you know, I'm just doing with me and my boy Myth, and we are, you know, giving people. That's why we did that brainstorm session. That's why we show people as far as what we're talking about, brainstorming, showing how you put together something like this, because we're just doing it. You know, I get a lot of tips from YouTube, but currently, we're trying to apply all of that. So we're showing you from the bottom to the top, the grind. I really like documenting stuff because it lets people know that you weren't just like when you get put on, like when you succeed at what you're trying to succeed at, and people end up, you know, following you, and they saw where you came from and then became a fan, and then they're happy that you succeed. You know, sharing the journey with people and sharing it with people that don't know you. But I believe sharing it is definitely an important thing. I mean, it doesn't matter what it's from, you know, show, video your kids' soccer games. And when your kids, you know, playing soccer from, you know, 6 years old to high school, and say they win the championship, you got a bunch of video, you know, you can show the highlights from where your kids started, you know, to where they ended up at. So that's why I document a lot of this, even if it's not perfect. Like a lot of the shit that I'm doing, this isn't perfect. This isn't me saying, you know, the most profound things, but it's definitely stuff that I want to get out to people. So, and I'm gonna get better at it. You got to start somewhere. So I'm starting here. Oh yeah, I forgot to show today's tee. It's YG and Young but to competition tee. Holla at me, man. I got the dope tees. I'm not playing when it comes to those tees. I'm telling y'all, for real. Man, I gotta get that State 48 hat. It's up at the mall. That State 48 hat is dope. It's I guess the color this year is dope color this year is that green. But yeah, like I said, documenting the journey is where it's at. So no matter what you do, if you're a rapper or you're an artist, document your journey. I never wanted to be in front of the camera as much, because I was like, that's just not me. Like I said, I'm introverted as far as putting myself out there, but you gotta put yourself out there to get to where you want to be. So, just let y'all know, documenting the journey from the bottom to the top. You can see the grind, you can see the imperfections, you can see when it becomes perfected, how long it takes to get there, things like that, because it's not easy to just start podcasting. And let me explain where I want to take it, because I do want to take it to the point where I'm on TV, or I am on a consistent show that's on YouTube, which would be dope, because I am downloading all my podcasts to YouTube. So, I'll let the world see it. Hopefully somebody out there will be like, hey, I want to work with this dude, and put me onto something greater. Me and Myth definitely want to take this and do shows here, get hired to do somebody's party. We are available for that. Hosting and DJing. Myth got a photo booth, so it's really also advertising your art, whatever it might be. I feel like I can hype up a crowd. I've hosted clubs before, hosted shows before. Also giving knowledge to you up and comers out there. I've been doing this since the early 2000s as far as like the rap shit and documenting it locally and showing people progression and things like that. I saved people's old flyers from their first shows. I bought albums from people that dropped albums here in AZ. So I'm showing people what I'm doing, what I've been about, what I am about, what I wake up thinking about. Every day I wake up with new ideas and I write them down. I have a notepad that I keep in my bathroom, so if I come up on something when I'm brushing my teeth, getting ready for the day, I can write the idea down. I believe you should be doing that too, especially if you're an artist. Like I said, I'm really trying to mentor artists as far as giving advice on. It's always good to have an outside perspective. So with that being said, With that being said, I want to give advice out there. I want people to hopefully get inspired and take some ideas that I'm giving out there, for free. You know what I mean? Because I want to push the culture forward. In order to push the culture forward, you got to put yourself out there. So this is why I do these things. This is why I've been documenting this. This is why I started this podcast. This is why me and Myth are going to take it to the next level. We start pushing these out, going FB Live, doing interviews, having artists perform on the podcast and things like that. So it's documenting the grind, as I was mentioning earlier. And again, where I want to take it is to have my own show. Hopefully me and Myth can get put on to our own show, take it to a higher level for our family, for our friends, but mostly for ourselves, because this is in anything, if you want to do something, you got to go out there and do it. Like if you want to be a rapper, if you want to be a artist, or if you want to DJ or be a b-boy or be a graffiti writer, you got to go out there and do it and show people your skills. That's what it comes down to. And again, document that shit. Document your grind. You know what I'm saying? It's always interesting. I love watching documentaries on people's come ups and on YouTube, and you know, the big ones on Netflix and things like that. It's dope. It's dope to watch. It's dope to watch people come up. Like if you were at the beginning of an artist's career, say The Weeknd. I bumped The Weeknd's album. I got that House of Balloons. I waited, and then I bumped it, and I didn't stop listening to that shit for like a month after I started bumping it. So, you know, and after that, I consistently rocked with the Weeknd. That's just an example, but I rocked with The Weeknd's mixtapes. What was it, like Thursday, and the trilogy that he dropped, and then his, you know, most recent things like that. So getting in on the ground floor is an exciting thing, because some people didn't get put on to The Weeknd. And again, I'm using him as an example. Some people didn't get put on to The Weeknd until like the trilogy and when he started getting big and doing videos. But you know, for those of us that were lucky enough to catch on to the wave, man, we was up on it in House of Balloons, which was an incredible album. And I encourage you, if you're an R&B fan, go back and get the Weeknd's first 3 mixtapes, especially the House of Balloons, man. Just for that time frame when I was going out, you know, doing the damn thing in the clubs and wilding out in the streets, doing what young men do. That was an album, that was a soundtrack to that summer for me and my crew when we was out there, you know, every week, and you know, during the weekdays sometimes. Shit was just perfect for that time. So you want to catch on to that. That's why you want to catch on to these young artists that are out here, because these young artists, man, are going to be that next wave, especially for us locally, because, you know, hopping on to, I just use Esauce as an example. Esauce just dropped her album, that Boss Zone album. Dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait for the next project. So it's fun to get in on the ground floor. Like, say you got in on Bitcoin. You know what I mean? And me and my girl I had actually mentioned it back in like 2011, 2012. But we didn't know a lot about it. We didn't dig into it either, which maybe we should have. But that's the thing about it. You got to dig into that shit when it's new. Don't be jumping in all after the fact, talk about, you know, oh, I've been a fan. If you was a fan, you riding from the bottom to the top. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say about, you know, where we're trying to take it. Just giving you an example of, you know, back up your homie that's whack, man, because you never know. Your homie might just end up, you know, finding that key, being good. Look at Lil Wayne. Not a lot of people were rocking with Lil Wayne, but after you heard the Carter, you heard how much he improved. You became a Lil Wayne fan. You know what I mean? And that's another thing that I wanted to mention as far as artists doing part 2s of, like, if Esauce does, you know, another album, if she made it Boss Zone 2, you know what I mean, the follow-up, people love that shit, because it's like you're following the story. Look at Lil Wayne's The Carter 1, The Carter 2, The Carter 3, Carter 4. You know what I'm saying? I think he got a hold up right now on Carter 5. But it's going along, and it's hitting certain stops. I ain't saying you have to do 5, but if you do, you know, 1 and 2, shit's dope. People like that shit. Why do you think they do so many sequels to movies? Because people like the first shit, they want that same feel from the first shit that they got from it, and they'll go back and watch part 2. Some part 2s suck. Don't let your part 2 suck. Some part 2s are dope. Look at The Matrix Reloaded. Shit was hella dope. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they fell off at the end, but part 2 was dope. Batman 2 with the Joker. Dope. You know what I'm saying? Was Winter Soldier number 2 for Captain America? And I'm not sure. I think it was Captain America, Winter Soldier. I don't think he's had a 3 yet because they went into Avengers. But just using that as an example, people like part 2s is the point. So think about that, artists out there. Do part 2s for a successful project. You know what I'm saying? My boy Play B was saying, what was it? The New Kid in Class or something like that. I forgot what his first mixtape was called. But then he mentioned that this is part 2, but it's called Real World Phoenix for his mixtape that I'm bumping in the background here. So that's just some advice here. I like giving out, motivational advice to people, especially artists, man. Rap is a fickle game, man. You know what I'm saying? You need as many advantages and strategies as you can to make it successful for yourself. So, wanted to let y'all know that. So I got some rap mags that I want to go over, but because I'm on this documenting journey, little tangent here, I want to talk about getting what you're worth real quick. If you sell something, sell it for what you think it is worth. You know what I mean? Take into account whatever you put into it, of course. Take my shirts I sell for $20 because I think they're dope shirts. They're for a good price. And they're one of a kind. You know what I mean? So I set my price point at that. I can put it higher if I do hoodies and things like that because there's more weight to it. And people will understand that, obviously it's a hoodie which is more weight to it and it costs a little bit more to put, art onto a hoodie than it does onto a plain tee. So you set it for a higher amount. So say you have your album and people are like, and what I say about album pricing is set a price for your shit because you put in a lot of work to your album. You put in a lot of work paying producers, paying for artwork, paying for videos. So when you have your album, set a good price point for it that what you feel it's worth. People are gonna buy it or not. But if you keep pushing, somebody out there is gonna cop it. And stop thinking just locally. Start thinking, through the distribution apps, which I'm going to post a picture of some distribution apps on this post. But, get your music out there. Get it on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, Tidal, DatPiff, Hip Hop Early, Hip Hop Lately, Amazon Music. And, as an artist, that should be one of your goals is to get it onto, have your team help you get it onto every platform that you can, because that's important for your work to get spread out there. You know what I'm saying? Pardon me. But there might be people, you know what I mean? You got to think universal. You know what I mean? You got to think, because I'm thinking of setting up a gateway to some cats out in Africa to send my shirts to, that sells shirts out there. You know what I'm saying? With the internet, that shit is possible. So getting a fan base wider than the area that you're in this day and age is definitely possible. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier with the internet to communicate with somebody. They got translation apps if you're worried about not being able to communicate with somebody in China or communicate with somebody in Latin America. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. There are ways that you can overcome those things. There should be no walls when it comes to pushing your product outside of the country or outside of the area that you're in. You know what I mean? If you're an artist in Arizona, you should be able to have people in New Mexico know who you are, have people in Cali know who you are, Nevada, Colorado, Utah. It shouldn't be hard. You know what I mean? Get a contact out there, send your stuff out there, contact a DJ out there. There are DJs that you can easily find by putting in, like Instagram, you can put in, a person's area or something. Send an Instagram DM, to a DJ out there and say, hey, this is my music. I wanted to shoot this out to you because I see that you're putting on for the area that you're in. You know what I'm saying? This is my such and such, your singles. whatever the case may be, you know, artwork, you know, B-boys reach out to other B-boys from, you know, where you're at to, you know, another state. It's easy. You can video your shit. You can choreograph something between B-boy sets. Say, hey, you know, do a thing to this song. We'll do a thing to this song. We'll mash it up, make it a video, you know, this crew from, and then you can intertwine, you know what I'm saying? Like this is the AZ crew, this is the New Mexico crew, you know what I'm saying? DJs that are out there, start, you know, communicating with other DJs, form those crews, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Heavy Duty out there. Shout out to all them DJ crews that get together, because, you know, the more connects you have in this sort of game, the better. You know what I mean? You can come stronger. You can contribute to the greater whole. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, artists, you know, shouldn't be no reason for you not to be able to reach out to people, you know, in other states and other countries and spread your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard. The internet makes it a lot easier for us in this day and age. So, toast to that. So yeah, that was just some information out there. Like I said, I love spreading information. I hope it helps somebody out there. I hope somebody is watching and picks up on it and is like, yo, yeah, man, I'm gonna do that idea, and it'll work for you, because there's no set path. Everybody's path is different on where you're trying to go. You're starting from here, come up here, go like this, go like this, go like this, and then back up again. Somebody else's path may be like this, and then up, and then up and up. Everybody's path is different. You got to find the things that work for you, but the key to that is pushing your shit every day. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't been posting my podcast every day, but I posted that you know, this is my next podcast, this is what's coming up, etc. So, you know what I mean? When you get up in the morning, write down your ideas on how you can improve, because there's always fucking room for improvement. Drake had a mixtape called Room for Improvement, because there's always room for improvement. There's always room for you to get better at your craft. There's always room for you to get better at selling something. I don't like when somebody's out there that has a product but they're not pushing it anymore. This is why I say to you rappers out there that have albums and have old shit, keep pushing your old shit. Somebody out there hasn't heard your shit and they can listen to it and they can be like, bam, this motherfucker got more shit. This is one of his first joints. I'm gonna bump his second and third joint because, you know, he has more music out there. He or she. You know what I mean? Push your shit and get what you're worth, which is what the whole point of this little round was, is to get what you're worth. Set your price point at what you think it's worth. If you feel your album is like, you know, $15 album, set it at 15, set it at 10, set it at 20. You know, add some more value to people for their money, getting them the money's worth. But best believe there's always somebody out there with some extra money that, you know, spends money. Calculate when you're gonna push. Like, say it's a holiday coming up. Say it's 4th of July. Be like, yo, I normally sell my album for, you know, 15. 4th of July special, I'm pushing it for 10. You know what I'm saying? There's people that wait and watch and wait for prices to go down. You can do the same thing with your product, but at the same time, you know, do it for a limited time. Say I'm selling it for 10 now, you know, later on it's gonna go up. This is the 4th of July special. But push your shit. Even if you had dropped it originally for free, you know, there's no rule and there's no permission slip that you need signed saying that you can't go back and repackage it and sell it to somebody. Resellers buy shit, wait for nobody to have it, and then resell it for twice what they bought it for. You know what I mean? So there's no rule saying that you can't go back and repackage your original project package it in a different way, maybe add more songs to it, and then resell it. There's no rules to that. Nobody's saying you can't do that. Do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, don't wait for permission, because nobody out there is gonna give you fucking permission to do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing in your fucking way. There's not. Don't pretend like there is, because there's not. So yeah, I'm real, I don't even know the fucking word, but I'm real passionate about that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with these podcasts I've been watching on business and things like that. It's just made my mind go from, you know, from here to here to here, and it's like it keeps opening up doors for me in my head that, you know, I'm able to walk through, gather information from, and then regurgitate out and spit back out to y'all. So, hope you guys take that to heart and apply it. We'll switch gears here a little bit. Let me pull out some rap mags real quick. Hold up. Y'all know that album by SZA? Not album, but yeah, the album Control. But the song The Weeknd, I've been bumping that shit like every morning. That shit goes in. Let me bump some music here real quick. That's what it's about, you know what I'm saying?
Fall in love, I would already have you up under my arm. I used up all of my tricks. I hope that you like this, but you probably won't. You think you're cool with me. You got designer shades just to hide your face, and you wear them around like you're cool with me. You never say hey or remember my name. It's probably because you think you're cool with me.
Okay, damn, shorty. In high school, you was the bitch. Shorty, what the fuck happened to you? We used to chill in the park.
Where are my shades? Hold up.
Time model now. All of a sudden, acting like you're cool, but shoot, I'm the man now. Big man on campus, life of a playboy.com. So you know when nigga Brandon tried to play me like a baby girl. What type of shit you on? I got your number and I never got a ring, just like I'm calling on strong. I knew you back when you was good for tone. Now my bitch is better than the show. Natalie knows on. So you can say that I'm on. Bitch, I'm cocky for a reason. I tell mommy come to my crib for that cocky. If she ain't bleeding, don't stop me unless you leaking or unless you just fighting. Cause if you bleed on them sheets, yes indeed we will have a problem. Niggas get a load, takes the fame and they change it their way. But I maintain my stay same as play every day, bitch.
Thought you was something to make you fall in love. I would already have you up under my arm. I used up all of my tricks. I hope that you like this, but you probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. You got designer shades just to hide your face, and you wear them around like you're cooler than me. And you never say hey or remember my name, and it's probably because you think you're cooler than me.
She said, forget about me when you get famous, even though that is what I probably have.